Hey guys, Ralph Havens here, and I was up here working this morning, and all of a sudden I heard one of our little guys crying and crying and crying and crying, little Baden, 3 years old, and so I thought, oh, okay, it was before breakfast, and I started to walk down the stairs, and I saw, kind of sad, but really just kind of the sweetest thing you'd ever seen. He was in a full-on superhero cape. He had a couple of magic lightsaber things, and he had something else in his hand too. I forgot what else he had in his hand, but he had all sorts of stuff, but he was laying on the ground crying. And so to see a little superhero crying, crying, crying inconsolably, I was like, oh man. And so, we comforted him and everything was fine. But I was thinking about it because, so much stuff we go through as humans. And I went through some pretty tough stuff, and I did so many techniques over the years to try to fix it. And some of it was time traveling back in time and then trying to reset the tape and playing a different version of life of what had happened in the past, and all sorts of other techniques and all sorts of things to try to calm myself down and get over anxiety and all that sorts of things. And I can see stuff in my kids. It's like, oh my goodness, this one might be something that affects them later, some kind of pretty bad trauma, some stuff that scares us or that scared them, some stuff that was like pretty scary all the way around. And the thing is, when what I've noticed is that we can't ever know the whole reason of why things are the way they are. We just can't. And you might have some ideas, well, my mom was like this, or these kind of things happen throughout life, or then this happened, or this is how I thought, or then this person betrayed me. And you can kind of try to piece it together and get a sense of why things are the way they are. But of course, some people go through similar things and they come out on the other side way ahead, and it just like catapults them into like a bunch of cool stuff that they get to do with their life and their money and their life and their business and everything, and their health. And other people just keep going down, and there's just more and more reasons why life isn't so good. And so what is that all about? And what I found is both groups, the ones that do really well and the ones that don't, for similar-ish kind of issues, they have similar things, like not exactly the same, of course, but a lot of bad stuff happens to people. Even if you're a good person, even if you're not a good person, it's like stuff happens and we get affected. And so what I've been showing you guys over and over again in different ways is one of the things that I found that gets right to it. Because when we get betrayed or something causes us to cry, even as a little kid, some stuff we may never know what happened. We may never know what happened. But even if we did, it's not really going to fix it. It's just that now you know why it's messed up. And then you got to try to figure out how to have a better life. And so what I found is there's a way to go right to the core of what it's really all about. And what it's about is it's lodged in us when something happens that's not good. And we suppress it so much because we don't want to feel all that pain. That's smart, right? We don't want to feel that pain. So we suppress it, we repress it, we hide it, but we control it with lots and lots of energy. So we use lots and lots of our energy, our life force energy, to hold it down so that it doesn't come up. But then what comes up instead is a bunch of thoughts about it, and a bunch of beliefs, and a bunch of programming and subconscious programming. And then what happens is our brain, especially this part called the reticular activating system in our brainstem, it goes out in search of that same frequency, and that same thing, that same vibration, so that similar-ish circumstances can come in and then confirm that, yeah, that's how we believe, that's how we think, that's how the way the world is. You always get betrayed, women always cheat on you, life always goes south. It kind of searches for similar things. So that's not good, So what I found is, instead of trying to change thoughts, and instead of trying to change beliefs and try to change subconscious programming and doing all this advanced healing work, which is all useful in some ways, and changing your state of mind, state of being can be useful, like just going for a run or going out and hanging out with friends or watching a funny movie or trying to think good thoughts, all that can be useful to kind of calm it down and work through it. And you can just use courage to go do the things that scare you and to build a business and do stuff. But there's a way. What if there was a way, and I found a way to go right to the energy that's stuck, the thing that's stuck, the pain that came in and just went whoop, that now you're protecting at a very high cost, using all of your life force energy to protect this thing. That then causes you to go search for more versions of that same problem. There's a way to go clear it. And in our group, Coach's Secret, it's one of my coaching groups that I'm in, the work of Akbar. If you don't know Akbar, you should know him. If you want to be a healer, coach, and get your message out to the world, I highly recommend him. He's helped me immensely. But in our group, we help each other out. And I did a session for our friend Peter in that group, my friend. And so we cleared a big level of this stuff that was holding him back. And we did it just yesterday, and we'll get more and more reports of how the week goes and how life goes after this. But you can go watch it. I want you to see it so you can experience it yourself and see how it feels to start to release some of these things. And if you want more of these things, I'll put it in the links. There's I've made a giant module, a training module, Abundance Awakening Mastery module. Basically a bunch of different ways and video sessions and healing sessions and training sessions to walk you through it, to give you this skill, you know? And so, of course, it's what I use for my one-on-one clients, and we go very deep, and I get very specific with one person at a time, kind of like I did with Peter. But you can also do it on your own and start down this process and have this information. So if that's interesting to you, take a look, watch Peter's session. The link will be below. And if you'd like the full Abundance Awakening Mastery module, a lot of words that I kind of used to describe it, but basically how to use this process to clear the stuff that you've been holding on to, so that those thoughts and beliefs and subconscious patterns can just be gone. And then good stuff comes in, and then you're attracting more goodness into your life. If you want that, look for that link, ralphhavens.com/abundance awakening mastery. I'll put it in the description. Hope this helps. Watch Peter's session and let me know what you think. Share it. If you feel it's useful for people, share it. Click like and heart, comment. Let me know what you noticed with it. And let's get out there and live. Let's really live. Bye now.